activities and our community groups we have at our school, and it's just a pleasure to be here and the opportunity, so thank you very much. And then with my court, I have, you guys can introduce yourself.
I'm Lissy Kinder. I'm the alternate fair queen. I'm 28 years old. I'm from Heston. I'm part of the Schultz family, if that rings a bell to anybody. It's a pretty big family around here. And I'm entering my third year at Shippensburg University in business.
I'm Isabella Stania. I am Mackenzie's Fair Ambassador. I'm 17. I go to Junior Valley and I'll be a senior.
Yeah, and then there's another fair ambassador. Her name's Kirsten. She's down getting her cows ready for the show later today. So she couldn't be with us today, but there is a fourth one of us.
Is there a junior fair ambassador here? Just say your name at least, dear.
I'm Gabriella Kaufman.
Junior ambassador.
And I know these dairy princesses. They came and spoke at my Grange before they were even close to being princesses. So please, congratulations to Kelly, and please give us an introduction and introduce your court.
Hi, I'm Kelly Bliss. I'm in Huntingdon County Dairy Princess. I'm 16 years old, and I live in Chocolate on a farm where we raise 30 dairy cows. This is my ultimate dairy princess. I'm Shelly Bliss. I'm also 16, and I live in Chocolate with her. And we'll both be entering 11th grade at Mountain Union this fall.
Well, thank you, court. And we have State Representative Richard Urban. You want to at least say hi?
Well, it's a pleasure to be here this morning. My wife Jamie was listening.
Glad to meet you, Jamie. He was here a couple years without you. We have County Commissioner Mark Sather.
Good morning, and it's also a pleasure to be here with you this morning. Thank you.
And we have another county commissioner this year, Scott Walls, right? Did I get that correct?
Thanks for having me.
Glad to have you. And longtime friend and member of this area, Sam Hayes. You've been with us so often. You were just telling me you were at the first one of these, way back when. So.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you. I want to thank Jody Keith. She is our current Pennsylvania State Grange chaplain. I don't think we have any other current. Who did this?
Don't forget. Yeah, Judy Ward.
She didn't put you on my list. I was wondering if you were here because she wasn't on my list. I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't recognize your face. I will next year. I'd like to introduce Senator Judy Ward. Thank you, right? Stand up and let everybody know that I got it right.
Yeah, it was great breakfast. Always a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. Who am I missing?
Fair board members.
See, thank goodness for Jody for doing this a lot more years than me. Yes, please, the Fair Board, please stand up and be recognized. You have done a wonderful job again this year. And with all the COVID stuff, I know you had gone through a lot of problems, so. All right, drum roll, please. Huntingdon County Pomona Grange, number 6, is happy to present the Huntingdon County Pomona Grange Award for Public Service for 2021 to not just one person, but two who work together as a great couple. Both of them are lifetime members of Grange Fair fire company, dairy promotion, FFA, 4-H programs. They primarily lived on a dairy farm and made maple syrup most of their lives. If you mentioned antique cars, tractors, fairs, and grandfather clocks, you may be able to guess who we're talking about. And she has been a lay minister for many years. Have you guessed yet? Congratulations to Claire and Carol Grove. I'll give you another minute to sit there and realize it was you that we were getting here. They were trying to hide it. I hope they did well. So they gave me a lot of information. They were probably pumping you and you were wondering why. Here's it. Claire was born in HPA, and I won't, do I have to go into the years? In January. He met his beautiful wife Carol when he was in the service, and he served his country for 4 years. She was born in Spokane, Washington, and born in December. I'll skip the rest, fair enough? He brought her back to Pennsylvania. They have 3 sons, Jim, Steve, and John, and now they have 6 grandchildren and 4 great-grandchildren. When the boys were old enough, they turned the farm over to them and just made maple syrup. Claire started working as a machinery salesman for Racetown Ag Center. Carol has the same time was becoming a lay minister for the Lutheran Church. They are both active in the church as Sunday school teachers. Claire served as a president many times over the years, and Carol served as the lay minister. What impressed a lot of people is their love for family and their community. Everyone was welcome at their home. People came out to stay, relatives, children's friends, and neighbors. There were always extra people at the meals. Claire would share his endless knowledge of local history, genealogy with everyone. During the hunting season, there was at least 12 to 15 people sitting there around talking about tales of the day and tales of past hunts. Claire has had an unknown knowledge of mechanical ability. He loved and takes to take things apart and see what makes them run. He started in his service with airplanes, and he's worked on his antique cars, tractors, and grandfather clocks. Claire and Carl have been making maple syrup and selling syrup supplies for years. With the help of family and friends, they've continued to make syrup. And this year, it's not in here, but congratulations, she's won. I saw that in the newspaper. They've been involved in many organizations over the years, and as scout leaders and den mothers, they were members of the Pennsylvania Farm Bureau, where Claire was president, membership, and held many positions. I'll shorten it up. Claire served as ag rep for the Huntingdon County Business and Industry Board. Carol was on the Women's Committee and members of the PFB's Ag in the Classroom, where they were taught collection and syrup making. So thank you again, everyone. Let's congratulate Claire and Carol. Come on down, please. We want to honor you. Well, can you get up? Can we get up? This is nice. It has rails. There was a year that didn't have rails. Well, our county, yeah. Huntingdon County Pomona Grange has an award, and it's an award for public service we want to present to you. We also have a gift. We have a throwaway each year, and Stitch in Time does these, and all I do is tell her all the different things that they tell me about you, and that's where we got the maple syrup and the 4-H and all the different things on this syrup. There we go. Thank you, and then Jim will stay up here. I'm sure we got some other representatives who'd like to talk to you. Who would like to go first? Judy or Richard?
What an honor to be here. We're so pleased, I know I speak for Representative Irvin, so pleased to be here to recognize this outstanding couple. I bring a citation from the Pennsylvania Senate, but just a few words here. You know, when you listen to all the things they've done and the service that they have provided to this community and the region, it's unbelievable. And the number of lives that you two have influenced because of your service to others, I mean, we can't even calculate all the people that you've inspired and the good works that you've done that have inspired others to do the same. So I want to personally thank you. And I just want to read just a few lines from the citation. It says, let me find it here. Any definition of a full and productive life must include service to others. Through their many laudable actions and deeds, Mr. and Mrs. Grove have truly proven themselves to be an asset to their community and this Commonwealth, and I couldn't agree more. So congratulations to both of you.
Good morning, everyone. It's always great to be here at the Grange Breakfast. My wife has been coming with me a few years, and it's always nice that we can come to the fair without the kids, so that makes it a little nice. But one thing that the Grange does, you promote agriculture and teach it to our youth moving forward, because we cannot forget about agriculture. How do we eat? Where does our food come from? I know our queens are here today, and that's some of your goals, whether you're a fair, dairy princess. It's very important that we teach our youth where we come from. And the Grange is a very outspoken agriculture advocate in Harrisburg, and Judy and I can both speak for that. And I think Mr. and Mrs. Grove are the epitome of agriculture right here in Huntingdon County. So it's a pleasure for me, not only because I'm related to them, that I can also distantly there, but I first met Claire and Carol whenever I was probably very young. My grandmother, we'd always go to the Grove reunion. I think it's right after the 4th of July weekend there, and I got to meet them, and it was just, Claire, you have a very unique voice, and you're someone that you can put into your mind and you don't forget. And you're the type of person that I think you try to move forward and give that knowledge to the youth, and that's what this is about today. So I also, just as Judy from the Senate, I have a citation on the behalf of the House of Representatives, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, that basically goes into honoring Claire and Carol for their years of service, and it's sponsored by myself and signed by the Speaker of the House and the Chief Clerk of the House of Representatives. So thank you very much for all you have done in your lifetime in agriculture, and it's a pleasure to be here to present you with this award. Thank you very much.
The county commissioners, would you like to come up and say hello? And since most of you are close and know everybody in the family, I haven't really had much time with you. I knew Dean and Betty more than I did. But I keep hearing your name a lot. I was sitting here at the hospitality booth here, and Claire and his tractor and the parades.
Yeah, you can't go and live in our community without not knowing the Groves. And as one of the coming up through and with Steve and Jim, we're just all part of the family, part of the community, and it's just so much heartfelt thanks for what you've done for our community over these years. And you've definitely made your impact, and making your impact stay with our future generations. Thank you for all you've done.
Yeah, growing up in Marplesburg, I've known the Grove family all my life. Carol was my Cub Scout leader, and she always made it very interesting activities to do. I remember we was in church making taffy one time. I'm sure we made quite a mess, but she was always very gracious and did a good job. Growing up in Marplesburg, there was 3 ornery boys in your family, and sometimes when we go ornery together, to hold up that in the past. But anyhow, Kim was sort of my neighbor there, so I've known you a long time. Of course, you've been a big influence and impact in our community and the county, and as they said, you've always wanted to share your knowledge, and everyone was always welcome in your home. I remember as youngsters coming down to the farm at the river there, the raccoons, they were welcoming everywhere too, and you made a very good pizza. So, congratulations, it's very well deserved. You've been an asset to this community in time, so thank you.
And another gentleman I'd like to bring up here, if you would. Mr. Hayes, you've been with us so many years. You, like I said, you were one of the first ones here. Honored, you told me. This is amazing that you can pass this on and continue this giving out to our community.
Grange never I guess we better ask Carol to give us a little prayer of forgiveness for lying. Thank you very much. Before we get to Claire and Carol, I'd like to again call attention to the young ladies who were here. I've known most of those young ladies when they were just little toddlers. They've grown up here at the fair. And there is no doubt whatsoever, ladies and gentlemen, that they are the sparkle, the energy of Huntingdon County, Pennsylvania, and America. They're very, very fine young ladies, and congratulations for the recognition that you get. Mention was made of the county commissioners and Rich and Judy. The last year plus has been very difficult, not only for the citizenry, but also for those people who are in public office, trying to help guide us through these difficult waters. It hasn't been easy, ladies and gentlemen, and having been in public life for almost forever, I can tell you that what Rich and Judy and the commissioners, Scott and Mark, they have really been doing a good job, and let's give them a round of applause for what they've been doing. Now, this event was queued up to recognize Jim. And it could have been queued up to recognize Steve, because they're 2 great Americans too, and their families. But it's the matriarch and patriarch of the Grove family that's being recognized here today, and rightfully so. The Grange went through the extended resume of both of these wonderful persons, and I won't do all of that again, but let's just think maybe of what this is really, really about. We hear the talking heads on television oftentimes mentioning American exceptionalism. Do we recall that? We hear that every now and then, American exceptionalism. And usually it's the talking heads on one of the channels or one of their guests talking about what they're doing and how they represent American exceptionalism. Ladies and gentlemen, as sure as I'm here standing with you today, recognizing this family, what makes America great? What makes the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania great? What makes Huntingdon County great? Are people like Claire and Karen. That's the American exceptionalism that the talking heads talk about. If this county, if this community, if our Commonwealth if America is to be exceptional, and it has been exceptional, and if it is going to continue to be exceptional, this is where it starts. With a good woman, a good man, good families, every day doing the wholesomely good things that gives America its character. You couldn't do better than to recognize Carol and Claire Grove, because they are exceptional. Congratulations.
Claire has a tear in his eye.
With great humility, Claire and I are so very grateful for all of your support and all of you being you who you are to make us what we are. We cannot do without family and friends all, and we are thankful for this special honor. And you really did pull it off. I said to one of my little friends, you know, Jim is so busy, I don't know how they're going to get him to the Midway stage at 8 on a Saturday morning. And he very graciously said to me, knowing all about things, well, that's their problem. And so it was no problem at all to get him here this morning. We were indeed surprised, and again, we thank you so much.
How do you go about doing things? You know, my grandfather started the paper business back in 1914. And as a result, we just sort of fell in line, let's put it that way. So we've been in the maple business for 100 years. And for anybody that gets in the maple syrup, I hear it's the best to get. That's the best we're going to make. But you can't forget your family. I was president of the Pennsylvania Farmers Association of Huntingdon County. That's ancient history now. But how did I get to do the things that I did? Because Jim and Steve and John took care of the cows while I was gadding about down in Harrisburg and what have you. And when I was down in Harrisburg, I always stopped in at Sam's, and there he was. And I had coffee there, and I'll not forget the first time I was in there, I said to the young lady that he happened to be on the floor at the time, and I'm not talking about laying on the floor here. I'm talking about on the floor, doing his business where he was supposed to be. But anyhow, the young lady brought me coffee, which was common when you walked in there. But she brought me this powdered stuff to put in it, and I said, whoa. I said, an old dairyman down here, and I got to put this stuff in my coffee. And she immediately ran down to the cafeteria and brought me back some milk. But anyhow, we've had a good time with all the people. They said about handling clocks. I just was out, and there's a 93-year-old man that has a clock from Scotland. alongside the stairs. So if I go up 2 stairs, I can see what's in there. But anyhow, it needed a pin to make it work. So anyhow, what you do is you take a straight pin, you bend the thing so it don't go down through the hole, and you fix it. And there she's working like a top. So anyhow, that's the things that you need to do. And you can't forget the one person who, all here, you can't forget Almighty God, which makes you healthy. I'm 88, and I can still pick beans, and she can still put them up at 80, 85. We have 66 quarts of beans up. I think that ought to last us. And I told a man the other day who stopped in, I hadn't seen him in years. And I told him to stop in, and he said, well, he said, you're not home. I says, the door's open. Go in, make yourself some coffee, and we'll be home. But that's the way it is. And I look back there at Mackenzie Kaufman, her dad and mother come out, and we made maple syrup. And anyhow, I'm hoping that seed will catch. So we've got maple syrup in Huntingdon County after we're gone. So anyway, thank you so much for all this.
Do we have the names for the door prize drawings?
Sure do.
Thank you, Jody.
All right, we're gonna have each one of the quantity representatives come up and pull the names. Come on, guys. So we put everyone's name in the basket.
She'll appreciate it.
Yeah.
Debbie Bigelow. Georgette Hubbard. Rich Irvin. Mark Sather. Shelley Bliss. Becky Weichert. For Bear. Miss Kelly Bliss. Zach Rose. That's it, everyone. Wednesday before Georgia finishes up, could the commodity representatives please stay? We want to do pictures afterwards, along with commissioners and Senator Judy Ward and Rich hang out for a little bit. And then we're going to get a family picture too, so all the rules start off with that.
I do want to thank everyone for coming and letting us honor Claire and Carol and joining us with that. And yes, as she said, we have to stick around for photos, and the rest of us will clean up while you guys get your picture taken. So thank you again, and everybody have a wonderful day, and hope you enjoyed the rest of this fair. Bye.